Welcome back to Unlimited Reads. You're with Chris, and thanks for joining me today as I will be wrapping up the week that was, including last week. So this will be a double update in order to catch you up on what I've been up to over the last fortnight. Now, every Sunday I tend to film my weekly updates, and I didn't film last week because I just didn't feel like it. Some days, not very often, that happens where I just can't be bothered, wasn't feeling it, and just did not feel like filming. So this will hopefully catch you up and bring you right up to date. Now, before I talk about what I've been up to over the last fortnight, I have some exciting news that I want to bring to your attention before I get into everything else, so that I have as many eyes on this as I can. This coming Thursday or Wednesday, if you live in the United States, I have a very special guest author coming onto the channel for a chat, and that is MP Woodward, the best-selling writer of Shadow State, which is his first contribution into the Ryanverse, and he has made a hell of a splash, and I am thrilled that he is going to be joining me on the channel for a live chat where you will have a chance to ask him any question you like about the writing process or about the books or about the Ryanverse in general, and we'll be talking about all that stuff. So I cannot wait. Now, all you have to do is one little thing. In my live section on my channel, I do have the thumbnail up and the schedule ready to go. All you have to do is hit notify me, and then that will come up in your feed, and you'll be able to see what time the live stream is in your time zone. So for my Aussie friends and viewers, it will be 8 AM on Thursday, and for my friends in the US in Pacific Daylight Time, it will be 2 PM in the afternoon. So hopefully we've got the times covered so as many people can watch it as they can. So watch for it, hit the notify me button so that you don't miss out, because I would like everyone, or as many people as possible, to attend. I'd love to see you there so that you can ask questions and be involved in our chat, because it is going to be something awesome. Okay, let's talk about what I put up on the channel. Firstly, I did put up my spoiler-free review for Shadow State, written by MP Woodward, his first entry into the Ryanverse, and it was a hell of a debut. I absolutely loved it. It was a 5-star read. I raved about it on that review, so if you haven't caught it, please do, and it'll be the perfect primer for when you do join that live chat on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are. I think he nailed the characters. I think he has meticulously researched the series, and it felt to me like he had been writing in the series for a while, and that's very hard to pull off as a writer. It just is a real testament to Mike's skill at writing. I also put up my reading possibilities for October, which is spooky season for a lot of booktubers in the US who read nothing but horror for the month. Now, I wanted to jump on that bandwagon. I did want to go all in and read just horror for the month, but unfortunately I had other books that I was itching to get to. However, I did make a bit of a compromise and pick out 3 spooky reads, including Salem's Lot, Nathaniel by John Saul, and Frankenstein by the legendary Mary Shelley. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a hybrid month in terms of spooky season, but I did want to honor it in some way. So there you go. I also read and reviewed The Life Impossible by Matt Haig, which was up on further introspection after it's been a few days since I finished the book. I found it quite a good read. I really liked the way in which Matt Haig told the story. There were elements I really liked about it, but then the ending just brought it down a little bit for me, and I do go through that in that review if you haven't caught it. But it was a satisfying read overall, but I felt that the ending was a little bit drawn out for my tastes. I also did an unboxing for the special edition of Frankenstein that I purchased this week, which was a really nice edition. It was a hardback edition. If you haven't caught the video, please watch that, because I did unbox the book on camera and gave my thoughts and impressions on what I thought about the book in general, and it's quite a nice edition, and it is going to be obviously one of my spooky reads for October, and I will be doing that as part of a read-along with John, a talking story, along with his wife Amy and Jacob, all reading it at the same time. I have messaged John just to see when he's going to pick it up, because I think he's just about to, and then I'll be able to jump on board and read it along with them, and when they talk about it in their in John's book club with his wife, I'll be able to contribute some thoughts and feedback about what I thought of the book as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It is a very short read, and hopefully I'll mow through it very, very quickly. What else did I read across the fortnight? I did read The Widow's Husband's Secret Lie by Frida McFadden. This was a novella. It was kind of a piss take on herself. She made fun of herself with this one. It wasn't to be taken very seriously. There is a fair bit of humour in it and over-the-top twists that are absolutely ridiculous, but it's very, very light. It's the perfect palate cleanser if you're looking for something very quick. I think it's only about 120 pages, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a lot of fun, and it's just a really good sample of her skill in writing twists to the plot. It was very, very entertaining and a really quick read for me. I think I smashed it in about a day, which was awesome. What else did I read across the fortnight? I smashed through The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden, the third book in the Housemaid series, and in my opinion, I haven't reviewed this one, but this is the best of the three by far. Now, what shocked me about this book initially is the first two books take place in a point in Millie's life where the two stories take place one after another within a series of months. This time, with this book, we jump ahead by at least 12 years, where we see Millie married to Enzo and they have two kids, which shell-shocked me because it was such a far jump into the future, but something bold and ballsy by the author. And this one, I could not put it down. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's true. It held me riveted from start to finish. And what I love about Frida McFadden, the style she writes her books in, you have all the clues leading up to the end, and then with everything that happened, you don't know what's going on. Then you get a point of view for a few chapters from who the murderer was in this one. And it was just fantastic. There are, as usual, she throws down some red herrings and leads you up the garden path and leads you into dead ends because she keeps you guessing all the way through with certain suspects. But it was just an absolutely fantastic read. Now, I'm not going to review everything I read. I don't think I'll review this one up on the channel, but rest assured that I thoroughly recommend this one. If you've read the first two books and you haven't gotten around to this one yet, bring that to the top of your reading stack. I guarantee you'll absolutely love it, especially if you enjoyed the first two books. Okay, so what am I reading right now? I am reading Salem's Lot by Stephen King. This is the first reread for me in decades. I have not read this book since I was 15 years old, and it's been a long time and I forgot pretty much everything. Now, there are a couple of reasons I wanted to pick this up. The first reason was it is spooky season and I wanted to read this again because I've been itching to for a little while now. And the second reason is the adaptation. The latest adaptation has just been released on HBO Max and I want to get into that and watch that, but I felt I wanted to reread the book first before I watch the movie, just so that I'm brushed up and all up to date. And guys, I have to tell you, I am absolutely loving this book. Now, I've got a couple of different versions of this one, but I don't know, I picked up the my 90s retro paperback because there's just something special about holding this particular version in my hands, reading it. It's got the ink inside written on the pages has slight bleeding, which is a main feature of these books at the time, but I always liked the cover art for this printing where underneath his name it says "Words are his power." These are the versions I associate the best with growing up and discovering King for the first time, and this was the printing that was around at the time, and it's just something nostalgic about holding the book. I mean, guys, I've been giving my Kindle an absolute thrashing in recent weeks, and it's just nice to actually physically hold a book for a change, and it's more of an immersive experience. Now, I'm absolutely loving the book. It's been ages since I read it, and I just love how Stephen King was peaking at this point in his career. I mean, the way he writes about small town American life is brilliant, because there's a chapter in here where he introduces us to all the characters of Salem's Lot over the course of a single day. So what people are up to at various points in the day, seeds are being planted as to what's going on, and it just, I can't get enough of it. I'm absolutely loving it. The funniest thing about this is when I read it as a kid, there's a chapter in here, a very small chapter, a very short chapter about child abuse. And when I was a kid reading it, I would have thought, nah, fair enough. But now reading it as an adult, and more importantly as a parent, it chilled me to my core. It wasn't very pleasant to read about. People who have read the book and know the book inside out know exactly what I'm talking about here, and it was just very confronting and very difficult to read. I didn't like it. So there you go. But I am 120 pages in. I started this weekend. I'm loving it. I am going to be finishing this about Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. And yeah, I'm just so glad I picked this up, and it's an appropriate read for spooky season. And I don't know whether I'll review it on the channel because it has been spoken about a lot on BookTube and YouTube in general, but we'll see how I go. If I enjoy it as much as I think I will, I might have to just rave about it on the channel and put up a review. We'll see, but may even be a spoiler talk, I don't know. But I'm absolutely loving it and can't wait to finish. As for next week's reading, after I finish with Salem's Lot, I've got two choices that I'm considering, and I think one of the certainties is going to be Frankenstein, and the other one is going to be To Ride Hell's Chasm by Jenny Wirtz, in order to prime myself for next year, January 1st, when I start the Wars of Light and Shadow, starting with The Curse of the Mist Wraith. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I've heard nothing but good things. It's been recommended highly on BookTube, and I'm looking forward to getting into it and immersing myself into this story, because it is a bit of a chunker at over 660 pages. So I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into it. I'm told that Jenny Wirtz's writing style is hypnotic and just lyrical and beautiful, and can't wait to start it. And finally, I have got a book haul to share with you. I'm going to be recording that this weekend, maybe today being Sunday, and I will hopefully have it up on the channel by about Wednesday, so you can check out what I've been buying lately. I have been doing a little bit of show and tell in my weekly updates, but certain books have actually banked up, so I've got enough books to show you to make up a really decent book haul video. So I always like to do those. I always like to watch them as well, but it's always very exciting to show off my most recent purchases. So there you go, guys. That is it for my double weekly update this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers ASAP. Don't forget to hit the notify me button on the thumbnail in my live section on the channel so you don't miss the live chat. I'd like as many people there as possible to participate in the chat and ask questions of MP Woodward. It is going to be an absolute blast. But until the next video, guys, happy reading.